am Veronika Miller, the CEO of M2 Connect and the founder of the Designhounds Influencer Network. And we're back with another episode of Designhounds Talks, where we have just launched a new program, trifecta, if you will. We have our workshops, which are longer formats, about 45 minutes, that many of you in the Designhounds community have already seen on a monthly basis. And then we have our news and events series, all the things that are happening in the industry very currently. And then our product series, short, informative sessions with the brands that we know and love to teach us more about new products and about the company behind those products. So, and with me here today is Philip Eeles from Laminam. Philip, I'm excited to have you here with me for many reasons, partly because I'm a big Laminam fan, since you're well displayed in my own kitchen. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Hello to everybody.
And you're talking to us. You're talking to us from a very frigid Toronto today.
Yes, it's kind of freezing today. Yeah.
There's an accent. There's two. Do you want to talk a little bit about your own background?
Yes, I mean, I'm English, but now a Canadian citizen. I've been in North America. I actually moved to Seattle in 2015 and lived there for 2 years. And then I moved to Toronto in 2017. I've been here ever since. I'm responsible for Canada, USA, and Mexico, and so North America.
Okay. Very, very cool for Laminam. And it's a great company. So I came across you guys on so many different occasions, both at KBIS, but also abroad, at Versailles and other shows. And I just really loved the material. So when it came down to doing Veronika's own kitchen, shameless plug right here, contacted you guys, and I'm just fascinated. And it's been about almost 2 years that I've had your countertop in my kitchen. And we talked about doing this video sooner. And I'm actually happy, I was just saying this, that we didn't do it sooner, because I'm kind of here to say, actually, after 2 years, it looks exactly the way it did the day we installed it. And I'm not messing around in my kitchen. I love cocktails. So there's limes, there's lemons, there's all the acids, there's salads. Yes, I use it as a cutting board sometimes. And it's just beautiful. So we'll talk about your product offering. But before we do that, Philip, give us a little bit more background on the company itself. Where's the company from? Where do you manufacture? All of that.
Well, we started out in 2000 by designing technology that produces large porcelain slabs. They were 39 inch by 118 inch. No one wanted the product. Everyone just thought it was just a very, very large tile, and this is never going to catch on. And we pursued with that. So it was laminate systems then. And so we started selling the product to prove that, hey, there is a market for this. People need this. No one believes in us. And then all of a sudden, it took off. So we've been in North America since 2014 with the product. We're obviously a lot longer in Europe with the product. And actually, our machinery that we invented, some of our competitors use our machinery as well.
Excellent.
We're no longer a part of that subsidiary. We are purely just production now and sales. We had private equity invest 165 million euros into us several years ago. And so that's allowed us to grow throughout the world, particularly North America. I've been here 3 years, and we were known very well in the commercial realm. Not very many people knew us in the retail realm. That's something I came to change. We've been doing a lot of marketing, a lot of advertising, which we did very little, only from our head office, but direct marketing in North America now to raise brand awareness. As we were the inventors of the product, we need to be shouting about it. We've been doing this for 24 years. It's not something new for us. It's new for the industry. Everyone's just catching on to porcelain, ceramic, ultra compact. Everyone calls it something different, but basically it's all the same, sintered stone. It's a very unique product, as in it doesn't use resin. It's all natural ingredients that's pressed and heated with a print technology that creates the pattern on the surface. It's exciting. I see it as the future. There's a lot of noise about quartz right now around the world with the silica content, because quartz is basically crystalline silica. Our product is crystalline silica free, which really helps and aids the fabrication. We still recommend, obviously, watering the dust down. No one should be breathing any dust in any factory. But our product is almost the perfect countertop or the perfect product. It doesn't expand or contract, doesn't absorb a stain. You can use it indoors, outdoors. So designers can create amazing visions that we can turn into reality. You can use a design outside and it comes into the building and you've got
Yeah.
that seamless look.
So you have you have that quality where it's pretty weather impervious. Does that go into like cold temperatures? Do you have some specs on
Yeah,
just how
so
cold it can get? I mean, you're in Toronto. Can you get
yeah,
it?
as I said, we were very known in the commercial realm. We've done a lot of facades, even in Canada. A lot of buildings downtown Toronto have our product on the outside. All the railway GO stations, it's all laminam on the entrances. It's impervious to thaw and heat. It can be heated very high. It can be cooled to minus 40, 50 plus. It's not an issue with the product. It's very durable.
Interesting. And you mentioned so many words just now. If I can almost slow you down a little bit, you mentioned the centered stone, the porcelain.
Yes.
Pretend we've only just met and walk me through the benefits of the material at this production means, and then you print the surface,
Yeah.
right? So
I
I know
mean,
from my own kitchen, we did not build up the edge. So
yes,
we left it very, very thin.
yes.
Not as thin as the new product. We'll talk about that in a minute, but still quite thin. And then we just polished the edge. So it's
Yes.
a solid band on the edge, and then the pattern
Yeah.
is on the surface, right?
So we operate with 10 production lines, but we grind up the raw materials, which is basically kaolin, water, and some feldspar. Very simple ingredients. It's like making thousands of years old porcelain dishes, but it's we press it at such a high pressure, but we operate with something called a mold-free press. That's not mold as in something that grows on the surface. That's the mold to create a shape.
Right.
And with it being mold-free means we can eliminate all the air very, very well before we heat it. So the
Mhm.
product becomes stress-free. So when you heat air, it expands. So if there's any air trapped in the product, you're going to have some problems with the product breaking, shattering, all those things that we sometimes hear about in our industry relating to our product family. It's an inkjet printer basically that produces the print, but those colors actually only activate when it comes out of the kiln through the kiln process, the heating. And so we can do wonderful things, book matching. We can do beautiful faces. So if someone wants to do a wall, we don't just produce one slab with the same pattern. We do it over 5 slabs so you can piece them together and it looks seamless. So a vein can run through all 5 panels, left to right, which is really clever. And we also, because of our technology, the mold technology, mold free, the way we press, we've got 8 different finishes, textures. We're very strong on textures.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lot of
Mine is
porcelain is
almost
made,
leathery. Yeah.
yeah, as well. We've got natural polish, soft touch, bush
Yeah.
hammered, flamed, slate, which is coming next year,
Oh,
caress, and rain.
oh my goodness. And I know that the designer hearts are pittering and pattering right now as you're saying those things. So if you can randomize a pattern so a vein can run through, first of all, what are the different formats? What are the different sizes that are
Yes.
available? And then second, let's say I had a broader wall, is there also a custom option with you guys? I honestly don't know.
Yes, we operate 3 different sizes of slabs, 64
Okay.
inch by 128 inch, 48 inch by 118 inch, and 39 inch by 118 inch.
Okay.
And obviously that's in 5 different thicknesses. So we've got 2 millimeter, which we just launched this year, which we're going to talk about a little bit more.
Yeah.
3 millimeter, which we've been doing for 24 years.
Okay.
6 millimeter, 12 millimeter, and 20 millimeter.
Okay. Very, very cool. So, yeah, and you know what? I would like to talk about it because our team with NKBA Global Connect, I couldn't be at Cersei this year, but Sarah was there and with our photographer, and it was great to see the material there. I don't want to just talk about the fact that it is only 2 millimeters and the implication that might have on fabrication, on transportation costs, all of that. but it's 2 millimeters. How does it stay that strong? How does it work with undermount sinks? Tell me everything.
Well, this product is a vertical product. We wouldn't recommend it for a countertop.
Okay.
We mesh all our products as well. So we put a very strong mesh on the back, which
Okay.
absorbs impact, but also gives some strength. Now, the 2 and the 3 millimeter, you can actually shake like a wobble board, literally. You can do radiuses with this product as
Oh,
well. So you can do
okay.
curved reception desks. And we can do clever things on walls, on basically refrigerators, RVs, yachts. There's lots of uses because it's very thin.
But
15
it's
kilos.
porcelain.
It's
It's
porcelain. And even if it's not mesh, you can drop that on the floor, stood up vertical, and it won't break.
and go again, and it will radius.
The secret is our raw materials. We use the very best kaolin, which actually still comes out of the Ukraine for us. The
Okay.
best kaolin in the world is mined in the Ukraine.
Okay.
And we bought 2 years ahead. You know, everyone knows what's going on in the Ukraine right now.
Right.
Because we were the first to buy from there in big quantities, we're the first to make sure we were still receiving product from there. And we've
Okay.
actually bought years ahead just in case there is any more issues. This product is still coming out of the Ukraine, but if there was an issue, we've stockpiled over 2 years worth of stock just in case.
So you're
The raw
set.
materials is key. As I said, some of our competitors use our machinery, but not everybody knows how to bake the cake, as we say.
Smart. I really love this. So yeah, I'm still done. I'm still done with the whole idea of curving porcelain. So just phenomenal opportunities from a design perspective. So
But more, and
that
also the sustainability, less heat, less energy to produce the product, more
less
in a
raw material.
container, reduce carbon footprint. Yeah, I mean, you cover a wall very quickly. You can stick it on just with normal PL. You don't need any special glues.
Okay.
We're just doing our showroom here in Toronto, redoing it, and we're using this product on some of the feature walls. And the guys who install it have never worked with the product, and they can't believe how easy it is and how light
That's
it is.
That's the other thing. So I'd like to harp a little bit on how design pros can work with you. Number one, where can they find you? Where
Yeah.
are showrooms? Number two, do you help work with them, with their fabricators, wherever they might be, to get the
Yeah.
training going and make them feel really comfortable with specifying the product?
Absolutely. So we work with two different ways of going to market. In Canada, we're direct with 4 of our own warehouses.
Okay.
So people buy directly off Laminam, or the fabricator buys directly off Laminam.
Okay.
So we have a team, a sales team, visiting kitchen and bathroom designers, architects, making sure our product people are aware of it. We do PKs, CUs. We put displays in all these places as far as tower tops or towers or table toppers. We also give material away free for real displays, working kitchens, vanity tops, so people can touch and feel the product. It's important that people see it in a larger format than just a small sample. In the US, we work through distributors. Every state has a distributor. And if you go on where to buy on our website, it will tell you exactly where to go to see the product, touch and feel, or purchase the product. We work with Material Bank as well.
Okay.
So anyone goes on Material Bank, they can have a sample very next day of our product. And also we get that lead, and then we can follow up through our distributor or through our own sales team. And as I said, the way to buy on the website is probably the first point of call.
Is there a lead time on a material, or do you keep everything in stock?
In the US, our distributors tend to keep a smaller range than we do, but we also have a warehouse in Houston for the US that has over 40 stock colors.
Okay.
We operate with over 130 colors, but I can't stock everything. So
Yeah.
I work with 80-20 rule. 80% of our sales come
Sure.
from those 40 colors, and they're always in stock, whether it's in Canada or the US, and we transfer material around. It's the same 40 in every warehouse. So it's easy for us to maintain that stock availability. So basically, you can get something you order today, you're going to get it next week latest.
Yeah. So some of the other technical questions that I know people will be asking, and oh, by the way, everybody, we will be dropping links to Laminam, but also to their where to buy to Material Bank and everything into the chat below, so you can find all the resources that you'll need in the chat. And this, this post will then live in a number of our online communities, so you should always be able to get this information. But yeah, do tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah, so obviously the one thing with our product that's really outstanding is fabricators like to cut it.
Yeah.
We don't normally hear that. But fabricators do like cutting our product. It cuts very easily. There's no relief cut that has to happen. Some of our competition has to cut 4 sides off before you can start producing because of tension in the product. There's zero tension in our product. So they square it off like a quartz slab and they can cut as fast as quartz. Yes, there is some different tooling, but that is all. A different blade, a different router, and that is it.
You guys do certify fabricators, right? So
we do offer training. I mean, certification was a big thing years ago because it was so new. Everybody's cutting porcelain generally and have had different experiences cutting it. But we offer great online information, but we also go and hold their hands. We have test slabs available if they want to just try it and make sure before they do the job that they're up to speed. And we go and stand alongside them, giving them all the advice and help that they need.
Okay.
Anybody can purchase our product though.
Okay. One last question again on the resiliency of the product, heat, scratch, everything like that. Now I know I have an induction cooktop and I just slide things right off there onto my laminate. I haven't had any problems with that. But what are the specs around that?
I mean, that's the beauty of this product. As I said, unlike a quartz, which is held together with acrylic, it's the acrylic that reacts with the heat, not the quartz. Yeah. So you get that staining, sometimes that yellow mark, or sometimes cracking. It doesn't happen with a porcelain product. You can heat it so it glows red, basically.
Oh my goodness!
And then just dip it straight into water to cool it down without any reaction. And so that's the beauty. You can chill it down, make ice cream on the surface, cook on the surface, use a blowtorch on the surface. and with the matte products, obviously, they're very, very scratch resistant. With the polished products, you do get some slight marking, like an iPhone, basically. That's how I describe it, because it is. We use dry glass and then heat and polish that surface on the polished. So if you want something that's very, very resilient, go with a matte. If you want a look and you understand that it is a very hard glass on the surface and you get it's still more resilient than quartz, but you will get slight marking as far as like iPhone scratches, surface scratches, then a polished.
Yeah, I will drop some of the pictures from my own kitchens into the chat below too, because I'm just so proud of it. The whole kitchen exists only for the benefit of having a big long run of countertop on the islands. I always have to plug Susan Sarah in Long Island, who helped me design the kitchen.
Did you use 12 mil or 2 cm, Veronica? I can't remember.
12, I believe. 12, yeah, perfect. It's very, very
thin. Very European look.
It is very thin. It's flush. It doesn't have an overhang, and it has the polished edge around the front, so it looks really great.
And that's one of the beauties with the 12 millimeter and even the 20, because of whatever the dominant color is on the surface, our core is exactly the same color. So we match. Some people operate with maybe 5 core colors. We have over 50 core colors.
Amazing.
So if it's perfect white on the surface, it's a perfect white right through the material. And we mesh the back, so you don't need a solid surface to stick that top onto. You can span a carcass, a box, and if anything drops, there's no issues.
Exactly. And that's what I did, because I have one of the really big kind of workstation sinks. So, the installer said, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. 2 years, not a problem. So I will definitely personally vouch for that. We're at the top of our time here. And Philip, if you have any last words, but also want to know which trade shows are we going to be able to see you at in the near future?
Yes, obviously KBIS is our next big show. We're really excited. We've got a 2,000 square foot booth in the North Hall. N2663 is going to be our location, very central in that hall. So we'll be there alongside all the other brands, the big brands from North America, and we're looking forward to meeting people. We're doing a visual. The booth is very similar to our one in Chasai, with a roof on, very large expanse, but you'll see a lot of products, and we're actually going in conjunction with Pedini Kitchens are putting a kitchen in our booth because Pedini Italian kitchens use laminam on the front of the doors and drawers in very thin 3mm material. And so we're going to be showcasing that as well.
I had no idea. I had no idea. And I feel like I should know that since I'm in and out of KBIS conversations every single day. Thank you for pointing that out. So it's been really great to have you on the show. I thank you again for supporting me with my kitchen remodel, because that's just made all the difference. It's such a cool look and cool feel. I'm a tactile designer, so it has to feel really great. And yeah, thanks for coming on, chatting with us, and we'll see you at KBIS.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone who's watching.
Thanks.